everybody, and welcome to another episode of Coming Up Milhouse. And today we watched Season 6, Episode 22, Round Springfield.
Round Springfield. So, this is the episode that says goodbye to Bleeding Gums Murphy as he passes on. Of course, Lisa's not very happy about it. She's having a little bit of struggle with it, but Bart comes to the rescue after he makes a few bucks.
Excuse me, my good man. I have $500 to blow. What have you got?
Behold, the ultimate pug.
I'll take it.
Eating a jagged Crustio and brings her the album she needs to honor Bleeding Gums Murphy's legacy. Mm-hmm. It's a little feel-good thing going on there.
Yep.
But yeah, this is a funny one with like a lot of like funny one-liners, but I'll just go out the gate and say it's not one of my favorite ones of the season.
Sure.
However, there's always fun to be had, and I'm sure we'll get into that.
It has some good moments, including that the Krusty-O's cereal has the worst prizes in the box ever.
All that stuff with the Krusty stuff is great. I loved it a lot. So why don't we kick this guy off with our lines? Give me line number 1.
Hello, I'm Dr. Cheeks. I'm just doing my rounds and I'm a little behind. And that was Bart in the hospital in his hospital gown. And he had drawn eyeballs pretty successfully, actually, on his butt. Mm-hmm. And he was going around, to different rooms with a stethoscope attached to his hips, and he was Dr. Cheeks for the day.
I think there is a precedent for that because there was another episode we covered this season where he wrote on his butt, I think it was the Australian one. And Lisa said in that one, I'm surprised you were able to write that legibly on your butt. So he actually has that talent. Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right, well, my first line is before Bart goes to school that day when he gets sick, and they're watching TV, and Marge is like, did you study for your history test? And he's like, sure. And she's like, okay, who was George Washington Carver? And Bart says, the guy who chopped up George Washington?
And Homer says, oh!
Really? And you've heard me use that joke on occasion, so there it is. All right, about number 2.
Number 2. They'll be playing Stars and Stripes forever, but hopefully not forever. And that was during the school performance where Ralph has a flute up his nose, and the concert is Lisa, Ralph, and Martin. And Martin's playing the triangle, and Ralph is playing a flute up his nose. And he actually successfully got a couple of notes out, but Lisa steals the show and takes over. And
I'm actually kind of impressed with Ralph for getting at least a little bit of Stars and Stripes done with a nose.
Yeah.
Flute.
Good fluting, boy.
Yep, as his dad said. Well, my second line is from Krusty doing a press conference, and he says, I contend that those tourists were decapitated before they entered the Krusty Land House of Knives. Next question.
Clearly, 2 decapitated people.
Krusty is, man, he's taking no prisoners in this episode.
No kidding. It does. This episode really does have some great lines to it and some great moments, and it's kind of all over the map. So usually there's a main theme that you're going with and then a side theme, and this follows that structure pretty well, but the side theme has multiple side angles to it, which is kind of fun.
Yeah, I think the Bart and Krusty angle kind of steal it for me, but that's all right. Why don't we kick into scenes? What's your scene?
My scene. I'm gonna go with Lisa goes to the jazz station and she's talking to them about doing a memorial service for Bleeding Gums Murphy, and they are not doing well. They only have like a 24-foot radius, and he says, well, just look at our morning guy, and it's Hans Moleman, and he's Moleman in the morning, and he says good moment to you, so instead of good morning. So That was just a silly scene.
Something about his show is all about the crushing pain he suffers
Yes.
every day or something
Yes.
like that.
Yep.
Fun show, Hans. There you go.
I know. For the people that are in the radio station or 24 feet around the radio station. What a way to have a morning show.
I listen.
What about you?
So mine is when Lisa's sad, Bart goes to comfort her, and he says, well, I believe we get to come back as whatever we want. I'm going to come back as a butterfly. And she's like, why? Well, nobody suspects the butterfly, and there's a fantasy sequence where he burned down the school as a butterfly with a gas can, and Skinner's like, it wasn't me, it was the butterfly, and the cops are hauling him away, and he's like, so that's the plan he's going to hatch, in the afterlife.
In the afterlife. I knew you were going to go with that scene, so I didn't even write it down. I had a couple different ones, but you know how I love Hans Moleman.
Yeah,
So.
absolutely. And you know how I like Bart doing
Bart
school
being-
jokes,
yep.
and messing with Skinner.
Here we go with that.
All right.
Let's go with your loser.
My loser this week is Chief Wiggum. At the very end of the episode, by some miracle, the jazz tower is now pumping out to the whole town, and everybody's just getting down with the smooth sound of Bleeding Gums Murphy. And Wiggum is taking a little siesta in the Quickie Mart parking lot, snacking down on some stuff, and a poisonous cloud comes and gets him.
Wherever that came from.
The warning comes over his radio and then is interrupted by the jazz music, and he doesn't heed the warning and gets poison clouded. So, I don't know.
That's your loser.
That's my loser.
Okay. Well, in the hospital, when Lisa and Bleeding Gums Murphy are playing their duet together, their first duet in this episode, people are dancing and everything, and Hibbert is performing surgery on somebody, and so my loser is the person that he's performing surgery on because his stitches say I heart jazz on his abdomen. What if he doesn't hurt jazz?
He does now.
So, and who knows if he needed all of those stitches, honestly. Who knows what's happening. Either they're doing a lot of appendicitis surgery in the hospital this episode, or something else is going on.
There's probably a lot of boxes of Crustios out
true.
there keeping him in business.
That's true. And what about your winner?
Hot dog, get your hot dog here. The hot dog guy, because he just has to follow Homer around and he gets paid.
And he's
No matter
putting two
what-
kids through college.
Yeah, he's putting kids through college. He's following Homer to the surgery and follows him to cemetery for Bleeding Gums Murphy's funeral. Who knows where he's
knows
following,
where
but he's getting money
I
from
know.
Homer.
All Homer has to say is, I could really go for a hot dog, and that guy shows up. Hot dog.
Get your hot dog.
I knew you were going to go with him. I wrote the hot dog vendor down too, but I'm going to go with a really absurd one, and I'm going with Lumpy the school snake. Who tends to have a lot of food options available because Lumpy can apparently swallow students whole. And Lumpy's going down the hallway with at least 3 of them and him inside, that you can see their figures and shapes, and neither Skinner or
Chalmers.
can do anything to stop Lumpy.
Nah, he's pretty fast too.
Rabbits.
That's a well-fed snake.
So Lumpy's my winner this episode.
I dig it. That's good.
Give this episode a watch. Again, this is season 6, episode 22, Round Springfield, and share your favorite moments, your favorite lines, your winners and losers in the comments below. And make sure you click the subscribe button, give us a thumbs up, thumbs down, whatever you feel like sharing with us. We'd love to see what you have to say. So thank you for watching. Coming up, Milhouse. And until next time,
Jiminy Jillikers.
Lunch There's Lady Doris. Why are you here?
Budget cuts. They've even got groundskeeper Willie teaching French.
Bonjour, you cheese-eating surrender monkeys.
Now let's do a thumbnail. Let's see. I'll play this like it's we can play it like
You're gonna play it like it's the flute,
Yeah.
because it should be up your nose.
no. I'll play it like it. I'll play. Yeah, I should. No, I'll play it like it's a saxophone.
Put this on.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm gonna play this deaf drum like it's a triangle.